is the world around us that we're living in right now has a really horrible habit of babying motherfuckers that are disrespectful and irresponsible. You know, it's like when a ride comes to pick you up, you make a plan that the ride is coming to pick you up. You know that the ride is about to arrive when it arrives. The ride should not have to sit outside waiting for you for an additional 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes 2. Like, that's wild. It's just a sign of blatant disrespect and blatant irresponsibility and horrible time management. And these are the types of people that are working at your jobs. And then you wonder why your business goes to shit. Well, it's because you keep giving people a pat on the back and the ass. Tell them it's okay when they're showing you that they're only committed to blatant disrespect and irresponsibility. So that would be enablement. It's just food for thought. Time management is very imperative as well, if anybody wants to make any material on that. It's a huge lack of accountability and holding yourself and others accountable. As in, the employers need to hold the employees accountable, right? Or self needs to hold self accountable. Self knows that I have a ride coming at 8 a.m., so self should prepare the night before. And self should be standing outside waiting for the ride by 7:50 a.m. This way, self is prepared. I'm hearing the Holy Ghost say stewardship. We cannot continue to reward poor stewardship. I hope this message is helpful. I don't mean any disrespect. These are things that I had to learn, the hard way, on my own, throughout life. And yes, I take myself and my life very seriously. As should you. Life is not a game. This is the only one you get. It's basic common logic. Good behavior gets rewarded, it produces more good behavior. Not so good behavior, or straight up blatant, disrespectful, and bad behavior, when that gets rewarded, it turns into enablement, and it produces what? More filth, more slop, more chaos and corruption. It's basic logic. All my elders are kids these days, and then the people now that are parents are like, kids these days. Stop blaming it on the kids. Kids are kids. Most of us have to figure shit out for ourselves and on our own. Because our adults have been failing for like a long time. I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news. So when you don't hold yourselves accountable, or your children accountable, or your peers accountable, or your company accountable, when there's a lack of accountability and honesty and unity, when everything's divided and conquered, well, what the hell? It's divided and conquered. So this is why unity, understanding, agreement, basic moral standards are very necessary. It's ruining the world, and it's actually a simple solution. Of course, the solution would require all of us to do our part. Not one person to do their part, that part, that part, that part, and that part too, because it's all jump. No, you cannot be lazy. You cannot be insubordinate. You cannot be uncooperative. I mean, if it's some nasty shit that you know is wrong, don't cooperate, duh. But when say you're dealing with a company, every employee must comply by the regulations of the company. And when select employees don't cooperate with the criteria of the company, what happens? The company sinks. This is basic logic. When you have parents, right, and children, if one child's treated like a golden child and the others are treated like the outcast, that's divide and conquering. This is why it's easy for the outside realms to tear your family apart. This is why your family goes through generations of lack, depression, anxiety, abuse of all forms. These are all things that there's very clear, simplistic, logical solutions to. The only problem really is not everyone's willing to do their part. Instead, they're looking around for someone to blame or throw dirt on. Take up your cross today. You're being encouraged. Take up your cross today. There was 3 crosses at the Calvary when Jesus passed over. There was 2 convicts next to him, and then him in the center. Throughout the entire process, though, of the crucifixion, Jesus didn't stop and take up the other people's cross. He had his own cross to carry, and that was heavy. So stop projecting your problems on the others, and take up your own cross today. Your cross is not my cross to bear. My cross is heavy enough. You dig?